Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday morning, April 20th, and we're looking at Window Trader's market profile of the three indices we follow. And right now, SPY starting to push towards the lower end of yesterday's range. Actually been trading below yesterday's low. So have the other two indices. Remember, we said even though they resemble B shapes for long liquidation, you cannot ignore the fact that we had trend days in all of them. B period. So we have double distribution days in all of them. So even though sellers couldn't get much, we had wide POCs. They're still in control of sellers. We came into balance in the SPY and the ES. So now the next job for the sellers is to take out yesterday's low. Remember, we have two daily lows very close to each other. If they get any momentum at all, they can start looking to take out a weekly low and come into balance on the weekly. Let's go over destinations and a game plan. So right now, on the upside, our first destination will be, remember the POC? It was going to be a upside destination, then they ripped up and it became a downside destination. Well, right now this morning, guess what? It's back to an upside destination. So on the upside right now, my first destination is 415. Well, let's put it this way. If we gap lower, right, we still have 75 minutes. Volume's 530,000. So again, not heavy volume on the downside again. If we gap lower, we will use yesterday's low, 413.79. Right now, we're just a little bit below it. Above that, we would have 415.09. We have nothing until our POC of 10 wide. Then we have 415.78 overnight high. And in the single prints, 416.08 get filled at 21, and yesterday's low, 416.74. For the downside, if we do not gap lower, we'll use yesterday's low, 413.79. Then we have 413.69, the 15th low. Couldn't believe we didn't get it yesterday. Well, good chance we'll get it today. Then we have 413.29. Remember that naked POC that's still alive from the 14th. Then our overnight low right now, 412.68. Then we have 410.87. Daily low, poor low from the 14th, and then the real important one, 410.20, which is our weekly low. Below that, we had single prints. 410.19 get filled at 409.98. From the 9th, 409.50 afternoon pullback low, and 408.26 daily low. So game plan for this morning. So again, with 75 minutes to go, if we end up having a gap of between 50 cents and $1, I will take a put play. If the gap holds, I'll write it down to all those destinations that we just spoke about, especially to see if we test last week's low. However, if the gap fills, I'll be out of that trade and reassess for more market-generated information. If the gap fills, we get any acceptance into yesterday's range, especially M period, then the odds of going back to this POC would be very good. So that's a put play. In the next 75 minutes, if we do not gap lower, and we open inside yesterday's range, well, then you can take a long against yesterday's low. Now remember, you will be doing it with at least overlapping the lower value, if not lower value. I would be out if yesterday's low gets taken out. If it doesn't, and we get acceptance into M's range, again, you're going to go and trade back to that POC. So those are two very, very early plays. And then on the charts, I'm just going to show you the weekly and the daily. So here's the weekly. Last week's low is 410.20. Right now we're healthy. One time framing up 3 weeks. Even if we have an inside week, it's healthy. Bears want to take that out. They did one thing yesterday. They stopped the one-time framing up in the daily and brought it into balance. Now the next job is to put the weekly into balance. Well, to do that, they have to take out last week's low. And then on the daily, for now, we're in a 3-day balance. If we take out yesterday's low and Thursday's low, now we're coming into where we had this 2-day balance. So it'll be baby step for the sellers. Remember, They accelerated pretty good in B and C period yesterday and then just stopped on a dime. That's just short-term sellers, long liquidation, shorts coming in. No big boys are in just yet. Nobody's nervous yet. If you start taking out a couple more daily lows, well, then maybe some more sellers will get a little, some more longs will get a little more antsy, especially in the weekly. If you take out last week's low, well, then everybody who's long from last week is underwater. That's when you get those accelerations and flush outs to the downside. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.